Hello and a very good afternoon here on the Forex Friday, just a weekly update every Friday, just on the market positions that we are having here on Master the Markets. So now let me just go through the first position that we are on, which is on dollar yen. Now see, on dollar yen, what we are having over here is actually a downtrend, as signified by our square systems that we do have over here. Now let me just try to explain this to you, why it is currently a downtrend. Now let me just expand this a bit, zoom in as well, so that you guys can take a closer look. You can see that these levels over here are highlighted by our algos formulas, so all this swing low and swing highs. You can see that this swing high here is higher than that, and that swing low is higher than that. So that, in fact, in normal trend basis term, basic trading terms, that's an uptrend, okay, because there's a higher high and there's a higher low. But however, here on the 25th of February, which was just a few days ago, we had a break of that structural level. So that is what we term as a structural failure in terms of trading terms. So when we have a structural failure, then the previous trend is already been overridden. So that's when we get a weakness in the previous momentum, which is on the upside. So now we have a downside to it. And this was a very big outsider bar, and then followed by an insider bar. At that particular point, when we had a structural failure, we had a bit of a 50% retracement. At that point, we then entered a trade short. Okay, it's basically we entered it at this level here, where the green line is, and then over here where the red line is where our stop loss is. And a stop loss is very critical, as we usually teach in Traders Basecamp, because it stops your loss. Critical risk management is very necessary. Now next, and then our target is pretty much here at 88.41. Now we do have a bit of a retracement from where we entered, and the position is just going against us. However, remember, the most important thing is that you trade according to your plan. Now let me just pull up the account position. So we can see over here on dollar yen, over here we are at one lot, and that's basically about $10 a pip, and that is actually about 80 pips against us right here at 811.50 currently right now. You see, that is not the point. The point is that you have to trade your plan, and because this is a statistical game, over the cumulative run of trades, then it will finally we will get the profits as we are meant to. Okay, so that's the only one position that we do have right now. Next one, pending order, is on euro yen. I'm just going to go through a very quick analysis of all the other currencies now. Just a quick look on the dollar yen before I carry on to the other currencies. Also remember, this is on a 4-hour time frame, so this is on the daily, this is on a 4-hour. So when price again breaks 90.85, then we'll have a good break in momentum and a continuation on the downside, but we'll see how that goes forward. Okay, so that's what we do have for dollar yen as of now. Now a quick analysis on other currencies. Aussie dollar is showing a downtrend on the weekly, daily, and the 240 based on our square systems indication of colors. Now in terms of the euro yen, what we do have is, in fact, we have actually an uptrend in almost all the time frames except the 4-hour time frame. So monthly, weekly, and daily, it is showing actually an uptrend, except for the 240, which is a downtrend, which is to say that actually we are having a retracement on the higher time frames, but still that retracement is part of the uptrend in terms of the bigger picture. So in fact, if you're taking a short, what you want to do is get out of that short position before it reverses on the higher time frames. Now next, hand in hand, on the euro dollar, we have the euro going much further down. It's a downtrend on the daily and the 240, but however on the weekly, it is actually an uptrend. Okay, it will only override this trend when it breaks 1.2651, which is a price structural failure. Now let me zoom on to that so that you guys can see as well. You can see the last swing low here has been identified by our algos formulas at Master the Markets, which identifies the swing high and swing lows according to consistent parameters. You can see that when it breaks this level here, 1.2653, now that will be a price structural failure, and that will be a downtrend. But until it does that, it's an uptrend in terms of the higher time frame, which is on the weekly. And on the daily, it is still actually, in fact, it is a downtrend because of lower lows, lower highs. But in terms of the weekly, that downtrend is actually a retracement in the terms of a bigger picture of an uptrend. Okay, now next, what we do have is on cable. Cable is a very strong downtrend, weekly downtrend, daily downtrend, and 240 downtrend. Quite overextended, so I'll not jump into the move for now. We did take a short position before, we did take a bit of a profit. Now we are looking at reversals to go long. Next, hand in hand on dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss now, just today, it has broken the last swing high. So now that has reversed square systems on the daily, is uptrend now. And even on the weekly as well. So now that is also an uptrend because there's a price structural break on the upside, and therefore we have an uptrend. In terms of the 4-hour time frame as well, we do have an uptrend, steady uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, and it's an uptrend. So based on all the time frames, we have an uptrend. In terms of the daily, we're just waiting to look for a retracement before we take this long, rather than entering on the breakup. Last but not least, dollar yen is the position that we are on, going a bit against us, but we'll stay on to our trading plan and we'll see how that position turns around. Alright, so that's all I have on Forex Friday, which is our Friday weekly update on our currency positions on Master the Markets, and also a good live analysis and a market update on what is happening on the markets on a Friday. Good luck trading, take care, and bye for now.